For millennia, humanity has gazed at the moon, wondering what secrets it holds. Ancient people saw the same moon we see today, inspiring myths, poems, and dreams of travel. Science fiction writers like Jules Verne imagined journeys there, making the impossible seem possible. These stories planted seeds of ambition, turning the moon from a distant light into a real destination. Then came the space race, a fierce competition between nations to prove their technological might. The moon became the ultimate prize, a symbol of human achievement. This rivalry pushed science and engineering forward at an unprecedented pace. In the early 1960s, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise. America would send astronauts to the moon and bring them back safely before the decade ended. This challenge inspired a generation and set the stage for one of humanity's greatest adventures. The technology didn't exist yet, but the dream was alive. The moon was no longer just a subject of myth, it was a goal within reach. The world watched as the dream of touching another world became a real possibility. The commitment to reach the moon united people in awe and ambition. It was a call to action, pushing boundaries and igniting imaginations. The journey to the moon would become a defining moment in human history. The dream was no longer distant. It was a challenge accepted. The moon, once unreachable, was now the next step for humanity. This is the story of how we turned a distant dream into reality. The adventure was about to begin. The world would never be the same. The race to the moon was on. To make Kennedy's vision real, NASA launched the Apollo program, a series of missions, each building on the last. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and workers united for one goal: land humans on the moon and bring them home safely. Every mission tested new ideas and equipment, each step a rung on the ladder to the lunar surface. The scale was immense. Rockets, spacecraft, and life support systems all had to be invented and perfected. Apollo 11 was chosen for the first landing, the culmination of years of effort. The world watched, holding its breath. Could humans really walk on another world? The Apollo program was a testament to determination and teamwork. It was a national effort, but its impact would be global. The promise was bold, the risks enormous. The stage was set for history. To reach the moon, NASA built the Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever made. Taller than the Statue of Liberty, it thundered into the sky, shaking the ground for miles. The Saturn V worked in stages, each one firing and then dropping away, sending the spacecraft further from Earth. At the top sat the Apollo spacecraft, made of 3 parts. The command module, Columbia, was home for the astronauts. The service module carried supplies and the main engine. The lunar module, Eagle, was designed to land on the moon and return to orbit. Each part had a critical role and every system had to work perfectly. The engineering was unprecedented, a true leap into the unknown. The Saturn V and Apollo spacecraft were marvels of human ingenuity. They would carry 3 astronauts farther than anyone had ever gone. The journey to the moon was ready to begin. The countdown was on. Apollo 11's crew were Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Armstrong, the calm and experienced commander, would guide the lunar module and be the first to step onto the moon. Aldrin, a brilliant engineer, was the second to walk on the lunar surface and a key problem solver. Collins piloted the command module, orbiting the moon alone while his crewmates explored below. Each man's role was vital. Without Collins, Armstrong and Aldrin couldn't return home. They trained for years, mastering every detail and emergency. Their teamwork and preparation were extraordinary. The mission demanded expertise in piloting, engineering, and survival. They were ready for the unknown. These 3 explorers would make history together. The world watched as they set out for the moon. Building the Saturn V was a massive challenge, millions of parts, all needing to work flawlessly. Engineers invented new materials and solved problems never faced before. Keeping astronauts safe in the vacuum and radiation of space required advanced life support systems and protective suits. Navigation was complex, the moon and Earth both moved, and a tiny error could mean disaster. The guidance computers had to be incredibly precise. Landing on the moon was the riskiest part. Armstrong had to pilot the Eagle manually to avoid hazards. Every step was a leap into the unknown. The mission's success depended on human skill and technology working in perfect harmony. The stakes had never been higher. On July 16, 1969, Saturn V launched Apollo 11 into history. The world watched as the rocket soared, carrying 3 astronauts toward the moon. The journey took 3 days. Armstrong, Aldrin and Collins checked systems, communicated with Houston, and shared their experience with Earth. Near the moon, Armstrong and Aldrin entered the lunar module Eagle, while Collins stayed in orbit. The descent was tense. Alarms blared and Armstrong took manual control, searching for a safe landing spot as fuel ran low. With seconds to spare, he set Eagle down. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." Mission control erupted in relief and joy. Hours later, Armstrong climbed down the ladder and stepped onto the moon. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Aldrin joined him. Together they planted the flag, collected samples, and set up experiments. They explored for over 2 hours, bouncing in low gravity and making history. Then they returned to Eagle, launched back to orbit, and reunited with Collins. The mission was a triumph of courage and precision. The journey home began, with the world still watching. The impossible had become reality. Humanity had touched another world. The adventure was complete, but its impact was just beginning. The moon landing changed everything. The world would never look at the night sky the same way again. Apollo 11's return was triumphant. The crew splashed down safely and were hailed as heroes. The mission united people worldwide, showing what humanity could achieve together. Moon rocks and experiments revolutionized our understanding of the moon and Earth. The scientific legacy endures, shaping planetary science for decades. Apollo 11 inspired millions, sparking new generations of scientists, engineers, and dreamers. The mission proved that with courage and teamwork, even the wildest dreams are possible. The image of a footprint on the moon became a symbol of human potential. The legacy continues, reminding us to reach for the stars. Apollo 11 transformed science fiction into fact. It opened a new chapter in exploration. The moon landing changed our place in the cosmos forever. The journey to the moon was just the beginning. Our story of discovery goes on. If you enjoyed this journey, like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.